Tight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. Today, I want to do a piece on an organisation. It's called iHeart Radio. You may or may not have heard of it. Now, they operate mainly in the United States, but they have branched out recently into Canada. Some of you may listen to them in Canada. But what my American listeners don't realise is that iHeart Radio, who takes feeds direct from Spreaker.com, where this podcast comes from, and as far as I am concerned, they are making very little effort to broadcast my podcasts, despite the fact that these particular podcasts are at present high in the Spreaker listings. Now, I'm not bragging, that's what it is. iHeartRadio, as far as I'm concerned, is deliberately blocking my podcasts. Perhaps if you would be kind enough to pass this fact on, if you have a chance, I would appreciate it, and I'm sure others would as well. There are probably many, many others out there that iHeartRadio is choosing not to broadcast. Makes you think, doesn't it? The land of the free, home of the brave, doesn't want to hear opinions outside of the USA. Interesting. My suspicion is that because my content is somewhat Canadian, but not wholly, so that might offend some liberal communists who allowed them into Canada in the first place. For my part, I think iHeartRadio.ca, that's the Canadian version, is a pathetic concept. Why? You only have to look and see what is on iHeartRadio.ca. I'll give you one example. CBC Radio. Now, if you're Canadian, you can already get Canadian CBC Radio, which is like the BBC in the UK, or a very poor version of PBS in the US. So why would you want to get it on another network that in some cases you can't get outside of the country? I mean, it's ridiculous. CBC is available in multiple places. Basically, it's available anywhere you want. They would rather broadcast CBC than myself and others. So I'm not on iHeartRadio in Canada, and I'm not on iHeartRadio in the US. Sounds like censorship to me. Do yourself a favour, iHeartRadio.com. Stop blocking people's access to iHeartRadio. iHeart.com is the actual site for non-US residents. What could it hurt? And why not broadcast my podcasts and others currently banned in the US market? Makes you think, doesn't it? The land of the free and the home of the brave. What could it hurt? And that's my thought. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you will find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments on Spreaker.com under A Radio. That's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. You can find all my podcasts and all my morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com. Click on the Morning Moments tab.